Did you know that the universe will always say yes to you? Aloha, my beautiful soul. If this is your first time here, my name is May. I'm your Neurospicy Cyber Witch and here to help you unravel anything energetic, highly sensitive, and neurospicy. And today we're going into wave number 21 of the 24 that I got for you. Oops, now I said the last one. Okay, now you know how many are still missing out there. And I want to share today with you one of the things that I find is very essential for us to understand. I think for anybody to understand that has to do with energies, with, especially for us with our highly sensitivity. And I know that it's something that is very scary sometimes. So please bear with me until the end. And also, let's put a disclaimer here. If anything of this triggers something very strongly within you, please let's talk. Send me a message, send me an email. Because I know this is one of the things, I'm going to say universal laws of energies that have been spoken to about so many things. And I know that especially for us neurospicies and highly sensitive ones, sometimes feel so strong and sends us into a victim mode, right? But the better we understand this, we come out of the victim mode and we become the creators of our own lives. Because we don't want to, we have such a big power within us. And the moment we do understand this, so many things change in our lives. And I'm giving it to you, like this is what's happened in the last couple of years since I understood this and since I've been, working on my own life for myself, for my clients. It's incredible what kind of work we have done because of the understanding of what I'm telling you today. And that is something that you've heard before, but I'm going to give you the Hawaiian name for it because I love the Hawaiian name for it as well. Because the Hawaiians have a name that is called Kohola. And Kohola is actually the verb of what the universe does with our energy. You might be already getting to it. Yes, it's the law of attraction. And I know you're going to go, hey, the law of attraction. We've heard it so many times and it sometimes works and it sometimes doesn't work. Well, the thing is that we think that the law of attraction doesn't work for us. But have we looked at the whole truth behind everything? And what Kohola wants to tell us is that the universe always matches our energies. That's why I said the universe is always doing whatever we tell it to do. The thing is that in telling, it understands things, a little bit differently. And I want to share a meme that I saw a couple of years ago, somewhere in Facebook. That's why I can't really tell you who it was. I just thought that it was a very good depiction of this. And it was basically a little angel on a cloud looking down on a man standing at a bus stop waiting for the bus. And you see his thoughts, which are, oh, my boss, I think, is going to he's going to fire me tomorrow. He was, having a bad day today. And with all the work and everything, and I'm not getting to do all the work. And then with all of this, I think my girlfriend's going to leave me. And on top of that, the weather's horrible. So the little angel, you see the little angel on the cloud with a notepad going, oh man, again, he's asking for a horrible boss. He's asking for his girlfriend to leave him, and he's asking for bad weather. When is he finally going to ask for something else? I know, I'm going to let that sink in for a second. I know this is one of the things that went kaboom in my head back then when I started understanding it. You see, the problem that we have with the law of attraction, a lot of us, is that, of course, we're going to sit down. That's the thing. I think I've mentioned it before with the gratefulness journals, because you know how everybody tells you, yeah, you have to start the day in the morning. You got to do your journaling, and you do your journaling in the morning, and then you have to end the day with your journal, and then you have to do the gratefulness, right? And so you're doing the gratefulness in the morning, and you're doing it at night. But what about the 12 hours in between or 16 hours in between? However, much sleep you have. And that's one of the things that I find so incredible, how we often forget exactly that. We're like, "Oh, but I'm manifesting." No, you have to understand that you are always manifesting. At any point in time you're manifesting. Everything. Your whole system is always manifesting. I know this is very scary because we're like, "Oh my god, but I don't want to, I don't want to manifest anything bad, and but I'm an overthinker." I know we're all overthinkers. That's why I always say we have this power to change our the moment we learn to redirect our overthinking into another direction. And instead of overthinking the bad loops, what about overthinking the good loops? What do you think you're going to be attracting then? How often do we waddle in the energy of something that we don't want? The lack energy, right? The lack energy, like, oh, it just waddles in there. And then what are you going to get? One of my favorite examples for the law of attraction for me is always the one that's not the nice one. It's actually the one where I was going like, okay, I have a meeting tomorrow in Munich. I have to travel by train and it takes me about an hour. So I want to be there in time. To be in time, I have to, get out of, home at this time. But what if the train comes late? What if the train, because I mean, if you know German trains, sorry. I don't know if you know German trains, how they are a little bit off sometimes. So thinking of this, okay, German trains are always late. Okay, so if this one is coming late tomorrow, well, I don't know if it's going to be late. Okay, but if it is late, okay, so I better take one train earlier so that just in case if that one's late, I'm still going to be in time for my meeting. What do you think happened? Of course, I just said the universe is always for you. So, of course, the universe took care of me and did exactly what I said. The train was a little bit later, and I got there 10 minutes before time so that I could be in time for my meeting. You know what I mean? That's the thing. And then on the other hand, if you're going like, yeah, mate, but how often I try, the typical one, I try to manifest my parking spot and it never happens. Or it only happens 50-50. Isn't that like the life? Yes, that's life. That's life. But what if you change that? Because there's one thing, and I realized that when because this is something that happened to me while I was learning about this law of energies on Hawaii, Big Island, with my teacher. Because the person that I had rented the car from was told me that if you can take this key, so I had 2 keys for the car. This key is one that you can take with you into the water. You can have it in your whatever, and then you can go there. So of course, being who I am, instead of leaving all the good things at the beach, I took a carabiner, put it on my bikini top, and then off you go into the water. We went into the water. And then at some point we're like, okay, we should, turn back. And, I had a friend with me, and then we're like, oh, okay, we should, go back to the beach. And in that moment I went like, the keys are gone. The keys were gone. Like I couldn't feel the carabiner here anymore. So where was it? And I just went up. I'm like, I told my friend who was also learning with me, with my teacher, we're like, hey, you know what? The keys are gone. And instead of going panic in my head, I did 2 things. The first one was, okay, just to make sure, because of course my phone was in the car. So I just went through my head. I'm like, okay, to get another car key, I could ask someone to lend me their phone to log into my account. And with my account, I can log into and get the phone number from the guy who rented the car. And then I could get the number. All right. So that was just a check done in case I can't find the keys. But now learn what your teacher taught you. Focus. You are finding the key. You are you have the keys. The whole typical thing. Don't say it in the future, in the back. Just be present. I have the keys. I find the key. I was going through, in my head with a sentence, I have to find the key. No, I find the key. No, I have the key. Not find because it's in the future. I have to say now, right now, I find the keys here. And within 5 minutes, I found the key. And we're talking about, this is like like rocky Hawaiian, lava stones on the bottom ocean, right? And somehow within less than 5 minutes, I found the key. We dove for it and we were just back. And I know you could say, oh, that was luck or something. No, for me, that was Kohola happening because I changed my whole thing. I knew I was finding the key. I'm finding the key and I found the key. Exactly like it was with the train. I knew the train was coming late and I was going to be there in time anyhow. So that's what happened. And that is Kohola. And the better and the more we understand that power within ourselves, the better we can deal with everything. Because that's the thing. If I'm already feeling, if I already feel overwhelmed about some meeting, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be feeling overwhelmed at the meeting or after the meeting. Right? So understanding all of those things. And please, again, also, this is very important. I'm not telling you this because I want to pressure you or anything. No, I always ask you for grace. Give yourself grace. Allow yourself to go through the overwhelm, work through the overwhelm to be able to get out of the overwhelm. Once you're in your strength, use Kohola to manifest more and more of the life and attract more and more the life that you want to create in your, the life that you want to create. And that's what you do. The more and more you change your energy towards what you want to become, what you want to be, and what you want to attract. All right. That's I know that's a very strong one. That's a very strong one, but that is one of the two main, I'm going to say main energy laws that I believe exist that come together and help us create the life that we want to create. And if you want to go deeper, that's one of the things that I'm working on. I think I mentioned it before. I'm working on creating a masterclass to invite you in to, to get to understand this philosophy-wise even stronger, that will be able to help you, but also working on creating the tools. And if you're interested in going deeper into this, I'm open for a one-on-one session. So please just, text me, write me, and let's talk and see how I can help you best to come together to this point where you could feel yourself again in a way that you understand your energy field. And then you can work from there to create the life that you want. My beautiful soul, I hope you have a wonderful week. Many blessings from my side. And as always, please, please be graceful with yourself because you're an amazing human being.